Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Likt podcast. I'm your host, iluvwheat or Thomas, and I'm here today with my co-host as always,
Lewis or Karmic Moss, and we're on time this time.
Also, he's my co-host with the mo-host.
What?
Anyway, we're a podcast that talks about movies and comics and TV shows and sometimes anime, maybe.
Yeah, I like
games,
animes. Some.
yeah, comic books basically.
Like some animes. I'm not a huge fan, because then I know people who are a huge fan. Like, have you seen this? And I'll be like, what is that? What are you saying right now? I like a couple of animes.
Are those words?
Are those even words you're saying?
Attack on Titan?
What?
But yeah.
No, that's one of the ones I like.
Alright.
Obviously.
So to kick off with the news, which there isn't much of, but however we will be, talking about the news.
Will.
Here we go with. Okay, so you know the Dark Universe thing, which I keep saying it, but I'm going to say it again. Dracula Avengers.
Yeah.
They'll probably have a Phantom of the Opera and a Notre Dame reboot, and I don't know how they're going to fit into the universe, because when you've got a guy who can fly and super speed and another guy who's Frankenstein and another guy who's invisible, I'm not sure why you need a guy who can play piano as a serial killer, but anyway, I don't.
And did you know that the Mummy movie, that's the first movie in the Dark Universe series?
I did know. We're not going to see it or review it, or we might see it, but we're not going to review it.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about it too much, to be honest with you.
And also, we've done a lot of reviews recently.
We're going to do another one. But anyway. But, I don't really see what they could bring to the team, really, at all. Anything. I mean, the Notre Dame guy can be pretty flexible, but I don't know about the opera guy.
No, I don't know what the Notre Dame guy is. The Hunchback?
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
How's he flexible?
I don't know, he can do all running around and stuff, I don't know.
That's not flexible.
You ever... have you ever... I mean, I don't know, he's good at acrobatics anyway, but, I don't know, maybe they'll just be, guys who give them the information, maybe? I don't know. But
they could be the Hawkeye of the team.
I mean...
The Black Widow.
But why would they be given reboots, though? That means I guess they're going to have some importance. And that is too many movies now. I mean, obviously they're going to probably just... they're going to bring in some in the movie. They're going to probably Justice League it, where they just throw in, oh yeah, you guys know who fucking... you guys know who Dracula, Frankenstein's bride is. It's fine. But, I don't know. Anyway. So, I don't know, those reboots could be good, but who knows? Anyway.
Yeah.
Here's a comic spoiler from Batman issue 24. Everyone, I don't know, whatever, it's not really that big. Why are you
spoiling this?
Because it's really dumb, but I'll tell you anyway. Okay. Batman and Catwoman get married.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of... I mean, they've had an on and off relationship for a while, but then Bruce just kind of gets down on one knee and is like, hey, Selena, let's get married.
Let's do it, and she's like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
When they can do that in Gotham?
I mean, so far it's just really it's just a screen cap from that page, so we don't know if she says yes or no, but we know that he proposes at the very least. So yeah.
She'll probably say no. She'll be like, no, fuck you.
Fuck you, Bruce. What do I want all that money? But
I like being poor and stealing.
Yeah. She does though. But anyway, I think. I mean, it might happen because throughout the ages, she has been shown to be very, very, very on his side and be with him through thick and thin, especially when Superman was evil. But and
in Justice, she's on the Bat team.
She's on the Bat team, and she's pretty good. And she's always very worried about him dying and stuff. It's pretty good.
Don't die. He's like, oh, I've only broken my back severely. Yeah, but did you die?
Yeah, but hopefully, it'll turn out to be something good. Again, they've been doing a lot of random stuff. This one seems like the least different out of all the stuff they've done, with bringing back Watchmen and Reverse Flash, but then immediately killing him, like all this other stuff, and then they're just like, oh yeah, they're getting their proposal, that's nothing, that's baby shit compared to what's happened a week ago, but anyway, or a month ago, but yeah. Anyway, so all the Marvel people, all the people who are in Marvel,
yeah,
all the actors and some directors and stuff, they've been all like, woohoo, Wonder Woman's a good movie and we like it a lot. We wish we were in that franchise. No, but they really do seem to enjoy the Wonder Woman thing, and that's
because it's a good movie. And
they wish that she or not, they're wishing her well with the whole series and stuff like that. And some of them say they prefer those films better than some of their films that they've been in. So let's,
Oh,
there's that. One of the directors says that their kids prefers Wonder Woman over Thor. That's pretty funny.
well, that does make
I
sense.
think he was the director of Thor, though, which is pretty good.
Yes, but still, it was Thor.
Yeah, well, But anyway, yeah. They've all just been very nice. They've all been super super cool about it, and they've all been saying, yeah, women are kicking ass. Whoop de doo. We're happy that like a lot of the
Strong
actresses.
female character.
But yeah, no, a lot of a lot of actresses have been like, yo, we're happy that females are having a good run in comic book movies, and a lot of and I think what's her name,
Well, good run. It's a start.
Rosario Dawson, yeah, who's Claire Temple in all the
Yeah.
Anyway, she was like, I've been wanting a Wonder Woman movie all my life, and this does not disappoint. Whoopsie
And
doo.
this disappoint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and that's good.
It was good, yeah.
To follow that up, it's like recently it was like the 79th year of Superman having existed,
Okay.
and what's his face? Henry Cavill tweeted out a picture of him in the Superman suit with like just his legs on like a table while he's drinking coffee. It's pretty good. And he just gave a little anecdote about how great Superman is, and how about originally it was pitched that the series was going to be about like a bald telekinetic man who wanted to control the world by sending out comics of this guy who was Superman. Like he like the comic, like Superman I think originally was like a comic that was used in a comic or something like that. But anyway, pretty good.
Well, they kind of kept the bald guy wanting to take that they were being
Yes.
Luther.
Yeah. Or originally I think Superman might have been the villain. Anyway, regardless though, pretty good and also weird. But anyway, so the Hellboy reboot that they've been talking about, with David Arbor, who's in Stranger Things and great.
Yeah, see, I still don't know who that is, but yeah.
He recently tweeted a picture of him with the right hand of Doom on. So
Oh, is that the rock hand?
yeah, the giant rock hand. Yeah.
Cool.
Now when the picture he tweeted out, it was blue, but I'm sure it's just like the molding of it. And they're gonna paint it over, unless they're deciding to
or
go
it
blue.
could just be green screen, blue screen.
It's a huge thing though. It's like a giant prosthetic. So yeah, I don't know. Also, apparently, him and Ron Perlman had dinner together to kind of talk about passing the torch and just kind of different stuff about like how he kind of what he wants. I guess what Ron Perlman advice for David Arbor to play
Yeah.
Hellboy, which is pretty
And
good.
I do like Ron Perlman.
And I mean, to be
I
fair,
hope he has a cameo in the movie.
yeah, that'd be nice. But like at the very least, though, I mean, David, this new one is supposedly very, very, very dark compared to the previous one, like R rating and all that. So
Yeah.
really, we don't really know if it's going to be as jokey or jovial or anything. I mean, he will make jokes, and just because it's darker doesn't mean it's going to be depressing. But like, it'll be something. Also,
like you're saying that these original ones were pretty. Hellboy's dad gets murdered.
I mean, yeah, but it's quite there's a lot of jokes in it. Like that scene where he gets hit in the head
Like when
and
his
the
dad
balls
gets murdered.
in the balls with like all these like I don't know, like lockers or whatever. It's really weird. Anyway, but yeah.
I don't remember this, but okay.
Also, he's read some of the comics and he's talked about the character of Hellboy and been like, yeah, dude, I enjoy that. I enjoy the way he is, and I enjoy the fact that he, despite being hated by everyone because he's literally the devil, or he looks like the devil anyway, like he still saves the day and does what he has to do despite the fact that everyone hates him.
Yeah.
I mean, he might, for all we know, he could have been a fan for a while, but he might have just read it recently after getting the role, because
Yeah.
Hellboy isn't like Superman. Like probably everyone's watched a Superman movie, but not everyone knows who Hellboy is. So yeah. But at least he's done some studying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's good.
Charlize Theron and Sophia Boutella, they had a nice lesbian scene in it's like a teaser trailer kind of thing for Atomic Blonde. So and I'm looking forward to that. Some nice making out, pretty good.
But you didn't look forward to the eye zombie scene. That was what was weird. That they were willing to keep going with it, but still.
But yeah, that movie looks like it's going to be pretty good.
I haven't seen any trailers for it at all.
How dare you, Charlize Theron?
I know who that is.
Have you seen the Spider-Man Homecoming TV spot with DJ Khaled?
No, but I know you put it in the chat earlier. I just didn't look at it.
Oh, it's really good. So, essentially, what happens is he's going in to pick up crackers for the party that Tony Stark's having, and
Why is he having a party?
I don't know. It's just a TV spot. Anyway,
Yeah.
having a party, Spider-Man's getting the crackers, and then he's in line, and then DJ Khaled turns around and he's like, whoa, and Spider-Man's, oh my god, you're DJ Khaled. He's like, you're Spider-Man. and then the two girls in front of them are like, hey, can we get a picture of DJ Khaled? Yeah, sure. And then they're like, they give him the camera, and he's like, oh wow, you want this picture with Spider-Man? Okay. And he's taking it, and then he goes, and then like he takes a picture, and then he goes, another one. Another one, and he goes for a while, and then Spider-Man's like, okay, well I have to leave, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keep the change. I think he gives him like $50 for the crackers. He's like, keep the change, and he runs off. Pretty good. I really like that. It's really good. Come on, DJ Khaled's great. I love that. It's so good.
I also like how just talking about Spider-Man, he's going to be the first person on the Avengers team who actually has a secret identity.
And is also a kid.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And he's also the first guy to ever like catch the Winter Soldier's fist, like his metal arm. Like because it barreled over Captain America and everyone else basically. It's a weird
Spider-Man is so strong.
It's a weird rock paper scissors thing though, because like Spider-Man is probably stronger than Winter Soldier, but then he loses between him and Captain America, so it's weird. It's like rock paper scissors. But anyway, yeah.
That's because Captain America's smarter.
Yeah, I suppose he's more battle tactics.
More trained. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, Marvel. Hang on now. Okay, so one of the Marvel have been like, so you know the way we haven't had any women or black people as main superheroes yet.
Yeah.
It's because we want quality over diversity, and
that's something I would agree with.
I agree with the statement, but then again, I don't think it's that hard to make a movie about him. You know, I mean, I don't know, whatever they could have made.
Yeah, but they are doing it now though, and I think now is a good time with Black Panther because he's been introduced.
Yeah, I mean, especially since if they had more movies in between, like, you know, the first Iron Man and Avengers, they probably would be not great. Like if they like it would like if there was a Black Widow movie that was something along the lines of like a Thor or a or like a Captain America 1, it wouldn't be great. But I mean, now they've got like better directors on,
and also she's much more fleshed out as a character now. We know.
Yeah,
she was in the red room or the pink room or some coloured room.
Some coloured room, yeah, and stuff. So yeah, I mean, what else, I guess. But yeah, looking forward to seeing some more diverse characters. But then again, I just don't really care. I just kind of want good movies.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah,
I don't care who the main character is once it's a good movie.
Yeah. Some people are a bit upset about it. They're like, "Come on, Marvel, you'll give it to a tree and a raccoon, but you won't give like, you know, She-Hulk a movie."
They don't have their own movie.
I mean, like, you know, but they'll make a movie where those are the leads.
Yeah.
And then
it's a white male who's the lead.
It's a white male. Oh, Marvel. Anyway, but yeah. Regardless,
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, it's whatever, but yeah.
They're still good movies.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm trying to understand it. And
yeah, they don't have to be diverse for diversity's sake. So just, we'll make this character this just to make them that.
I mean, like, the Justice everyone in the Justice League is like from a different part of the world, like.
Well, except for Superman and Batman, who are both American.
No, I mean like the actors and actresses are all like different races and stuff. Like, for example, like the Flash is like, isn't that guy's like, I think he's Spanish or something. Anyway, Ben Affleck's
Ezra
American.
Miller sounds American,
yeah, but
Ezra sounds less American.
Also, like, yeah, Henry Cavill's British. Wonder Woman's Israeli. Aquaman, he's Hawaiian, yeah, so different place.
Well, that's American still. Ben Affleck is also American.
Yeah, but you know, from different parts in the world, yeah. You know, but anyway, yeah. But again, you know, just because diversity doesn't mean it's good, because as we've seen from those movies. But anyway, so release dates for a lot of the CW shows have come up.
What's
so
CW?
You know, the people that make iZombie and you know, Flash and
Yeah,
Riverdale.
I was thinking CW. I was like, I know that from somewhere. It's from the iZombie part, yeah.
Yeah. So Supergirl is going to be October 9th. These are all like seasons, when the new seasons are starting. So Supergirl's October 9th. Flash and Legends of Tomorrow are October 10th. Riverdale's October 11th.
Oh,
Supernatural and Arrow are on October 12th. So yeah,
I only care about one of those shows.
I dare you. But
Have
anyway,
you seen any of Riverdale yet?
no.
Wow.
But yeah, I just want to throw those release dates out there for anyone who gives a shit. But anyway, hopefully they will be good and the Flash will have a better villain like the Thinker, which it might be anyway. Yeah.
Or Flash from the future. I bet that hasn't been done yet.
Yes. But alright. To move into some kind of anime-ish news or weeb
I like
news.
kind of anime.
So recently there was a Pikachu charger that was made for like a phone. So it's got the two ears it has just go it goes into, it's one of those sockets that only has two things in it. Yeah,
Yeah, American sockets.
Yeah, or Japanese sockets. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. The thing is though, it's been getting a lot of unwanted attention because the USB goes in Pikachu's ass. Like just straight in his ass. So you just plug in it. You just give him a nice plug in, whenever you're charging your phone.
It. Mm.
Yeah, it's quite weird and I mean it makes sense. He's electric and all that. So.
Well, they could have attached it to his tail.
True, but like.
Oh god.
But yeah, I don't know. Right in his ass.
It's
Anyway.
not a heart attack.
But on the other side of merchandise, One Punch Man has gotten some Funko Pops for Saitama.
Oh, that's cool.
The cyborg, the main villain of season.
Janos is the cyborg.
Yeah. Janos,
or is
and
it
then
Genos?
Genos, and then
It's
the
spelled
final
with a G.
and then the final the villain, and then
I like the one-eyed villain, yeah.
Yeah, and there's keychains of them all as well. So yeah.
Like Leela from Thing, that type of eye going on,
It's pretty good. But yeah, so those are happening. So you're gonna get yourself some One Punch Man Funko Pops?
I might get, because that purple guy looks really cool.
I really want more of that show. Like it's been
same as I say. Is there
2
no
years,
news on season
year and
2?
a half. It's like a year and a half, I think, so far. I'm not sure though.
So there's no news on season 2.
The Rick and Morty it.
Oh, talking about Rick and Morty, did you see there is some news on that?
Is there?
Yeah.
I have not looked into that.
Well then I'll tell you. So there's going to be some early showings of Rick and Morty season 3 episode 2.
Yeah.
There you
go. When? Do you know when or anything?
I can't remember the dates exactly because it's like they're going on a tour, the Rick Mobile, I think they call it,
Yeah.
around America, some part of America.
Yeah.
And so in every state they stop, from what I've heard, they're going to be showing episode 2 to the places.
See, now that's not fair. I don't live in America.
But that's not it. That would also suggest, though, that by the end of the tour, they might be releasing episode 2 to everyone.
Oh, yay.
That's what I hope.
I really, yeah. Yeah. But, like,
Yeah.
dear God, more of that show, please. Dear God. Anyway,
Attack on Titan, isn't that coming near an end also, season 2?
Tis also Samurai Jack ended recently, and people are all hyped for it ending. I don't know why.
Woo, it's over!
Woo. Merch. I guess they want a lot. I think they want more merch. I don't think they've made much merch for season 5 yet, but anyway.
Yeah, just Attack on Titan only has, or season 2 only has 12 episodes. Are they on episode maybe 10? I don't know, I watch the show like once every 3 weeks.
Also, I think iZombie is only gonna have like 14 episodes or something like that, which I'm not against, because like the first season only had 13 and that was my favourite season.
But didn't the second season have like 22?
20 or something like that. 19,
I think. Well then this next one should go up by at least 7 episodes and have like 24 episodes. Okay,
but no. But anyway.
I'm unhappy about that. Because isn't that then coming near the end too? It's already on episode 9 or 10, isn't it?
It might be.
I think it could be episode 11's out already.
I could also be wrong. I just hear that's what the rumours are,
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. But final thing, Tokyo Ghoul live action got a trailer and it got an English subtitle, and it appears it will be releasing in the US. I'm not sure if they're going to have like a dub, like an English dub, or if it's just going to be subtitled. Shouldn't. I don't know how that's going to work. But
I like subtitled anime. Except for like Dragon Ball, where I'm used to it being on.
But what if it was in like a theater though? That'd be a bit weird.
That would be weird.
However,
very progressive though.
Yeah, well, because I mean, Tokyo Ghoul does have a lot of murder and blood and cutting off people's heads. So
Exactly.
eating
All
them and shit.
good for the family.
All good for the family. The fam. But anyway, yeah.
I'll be bringing Oscar to see it.
Live action animes tend to not do good or well because they're bad. But hopefully this won't be. Like, I don't want them to be shit. There's also that Netflix show with where they're taking a Death Note and they're just and for some reason they're making L a black guy. I don't know what that's about. But
is L one of the main characters?
He's the guy with the black hair and the very pale skin and like who's all like kill people with the Death Note.
See, now that's going back to another thing. Diversity for diversity's sake. Why are they making him a black guy? There's no need.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like the same thing as like Ghostbusters, diversity for diversity's sake.
Yes.
But I think with everything, just if it's good, who cares? I mean, like if that Ghostbusters all female, it isn't bad, but like it isn't obviously isn't great.
From what I've heard, it's bad.
But regardless of whether or not if it was the best movie ever, people would still think it's absolute shit because of the fact that they're like, I don't like female Ghostbusters because how dare they? Like if a movie, I don't know, if it's good, who cares really?
I didn't see it, but that's because I wasn't a big fan of the original Ghostbusters.
Blasphemy.
I think I've maybe seen one of the movies maybe once.
Yeah.
At least some of one movie.
Although some of one movie. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much all the news I've got. It's been a kind of a slow news week, but anyway.
Yeah, well that's because we recorded the last one on Tuesday.
Yes. Alright, so the topic this week is the Spider-Man 1 to 3. Where we're going to basically just be talking about Spider-Man 1 to 3 with a little bit of Spider-Man 4, which doesn't exist, but I've got some stuff here about Spider-Man 4 you wouldn't believe, okay?
Okay, I don't believe you.
Alright, I'll do the first one. I'll talk about it.
You'll be talking about all of them, and I'll just be agreeing or disagreeing.
Do you not? No, I mean like I'll give the story. Do you remember the stories of some of them?
Kind of. Like it's been a while.
Which one do you remember the most? And you can do that one.
Probably.
Three.
No, what? It could be 3. Probably 2 though.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll do the first one. So. Spider-Man 1, you've got Peter Parker, what a nerd. He's in high school, he looks 30.
Yeah, I was about to say
I think he's about to graduate from high school, I think that's what it is. Anyway.
Even though he's at least 55.
He's all like, you look at me, I'm just a
70.
nerd. And I'm going on this school field trip. Oopsie daisy, super genetic spider that, maybe we should have it in some more encased glass. But anyway,
yeah.
If we're going to give a spider superpowers, maybe just bump up the glass. But anyway.
Exactly.
Then it goes around and bites Peter Parker, and then he's like, well, fuck, I feel very ill, and I cannot move.
How does that spider not bite anyone else?
I mean, maybe that's all he needed. I don't know, maybe he needs sustenance. But anyway, and then he's like, look at, he wakes up with abs, and he's like, oh my god, I've got abs.
And also no longer needing glasses.
I don't need my glasses, and I'm super
Ripped.
cool, and I stick to things, which is weird.
Yeah.
What kind of puberty is this? But then he...
What
he's
kind
like,
of 56-year-old puberty is this?
Then he's just going to school doing normal things. He realizes he has enhanced reflexes because he catches all that stuff on the plate that Mary Jane slips on or whatever.
Did you know he actually does that too?
I did know that. I had that as a fact right here.
He glues the thing to his hand so he doesn't have to hold that, but he catches everything else.
Yeah, he does that scene. It's all him.
It took a while from what I heard.
Like 37 takes, but anyway. And then he accidentally pisses off a bully by webbing a tray and throwing it at him, and I don't know how nobody saw that. But anyway, then he's like, look at me, I'm going to beat up the bully and everyone's going to be weirded out because I'm a nerd, and then he flips and walk up walls and be a rubbery man running across a building on CGI, very CGI. Anyway, meanwhile, my best friend's rich dad is going to also go and make a thing that makes him super strong and buff and crazy and kill people. And also, since he's rich, he's going to have technology to also help him. And then I'm going to make a multitude of suits and go wrestling. And then I'm going to let some guy go because I don't know, because I'm an ass. I'm a real asshole. And then
because the guy was being an ass to him and not paying him what he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm unhappy.
And then he let the guy who stole his money go. And then he shot his uncle. OMG, he shot Spider-Man's uncle. And then Spider-Man vowed to be responsible forever. And he went around with a less shit suit and actually fought crime, which is pretty good. Oh, wait, he also found the guy and almost killed him, but then he was like, "I'm not going to kill him because you know."
Yeah,
What
he
it's
like really beat the shit out of him. He's like, "You like killing old people, bitch."
bitch. And then he gets a less shit suit and he goes around saving people and he becomes kind of like popular. And then Peter Parker's like, I'm going to work for J. Jonah Jameson, which is the best J. Jonah Jameson. He's very good. I like that guy.
Also, before you go on,
J.K.
then
Simmons.
in the third movie, you'll see a huge plot twist with the whole Ben dying.
Oh, but yeah, and he works for the biggest asshole, but I love that guy. Oh, J. Jonah Jameson.
What's his
J.K.
Simmons?
He's great. Oh my god. There's no one who will ever be that guy.
What's his name? He's going to be Commissioner Gordon.
He's the bald guy in Whiplash. But anyway,
he's also going to be Commissioner Gordon in the Ben Affleck Batman movie.
That is good. I'm actually excited for that.
He's also ripped.
You know, there's been a thing where people are like, "What if the Jim Gordon from the Batman, the Batman trilogy,
yeah,
and what if him and J. Jonah Jameson just had like an argument for like an hour? Would you watch that movie?" And I think I would. I would just love to watch him shout at him, and then the other guys will like, "Well, guess what, bitch, you're wrong." I don't know. They just fuck with each other. It'd be great. But anyway, moving on. Then he's like, "Look at me, I'm Spider-Man," and then Green Goblin figures out he's Spider-Man because he starts bleeding everywhere. Like he bleeds all over the place, and also he kind of figures it out through. And there's a really awkward Thanksgiving scene.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how he finds it. Yeah, during Thanksgiving, because Spider-Man has cuts that only correlate with the Green Goblin's cuts, and Green Goblin's like, "I'm going to kill Spider-Man because he's an ass," and then he's put to his limits and tests, and Mary Jane begins to like him basically because he's Spider-Man. They do the upside down kiss, and then
only like Spider-Man too.
and then
bitch.
And then save him or whatever, or say he saves her multiple times.
That's what stops me from rewatching these movies. It's her.
She's a bitch. But then you got then they have a nice fight on a bridge, and Aunt May is in hospital because Green Goblin.
Did you just say Aunt May?
Aunt May is in hospital because
how could you?
Of Green Goblin being a dick and being like, "Bitch, I'm gonna fuck your shit up."
Yeah, did he actually hit her in any way?
I think he.
Maybe she had a heart attack.
He threw a bomb in there. Or no, she did start screaming because like he had a bomb inside her house, it blew out her windows, and then she started on the ground crying and screaming because she's like, he had yellow eyes, and he's a demon.
Yeah, but that doesn't need to go into the hospital.
Well, I mean, she could have had a palpitation. Also, there was an explosion outside her house, like bam.
Yeah, I guess.
She flew over like in rubble. Anyway, whatever. And then Spider-Man's like, I'm going to go after him, and then there's the bridge scene. And
she probably broke a hip. Oh my god.
I know, right? Anyway, but then he has to save either kids in a bus that are going to fall into the bridge into underwater and die, or one person. And so he saves them both, even though he could easily just save the kids and then save her, because can't she swim?
Mary Jane? Yeah, probably, but she's a useless bitch.
Although it's pretty high up, maybe it would have been like cement to her to smash into it. But anyway, regardless.
I've seen people jump off higher.
But anyway,
170 feet jump on YouTube, and he was like, "Yeah, it's all."
And
through a hole too. It was tiny. I was like, "Wow, that's pretty dangerous. You could have died a lot."
You could have died a lot. But then he ends up beating the Green Goblin in a nice fight, and then he impales himself on his glider, and then his best friend Harry's angry about it. He's like, "Spider-Man killed my father."
Yeah,
I think yes. But yeah. All right, I've got some. I've got some quick things. So, did you first of all, did you enjoy the first Spider-Man movie? I think it's pretty good. As origins go, it's pretty good.
I probably did, but at this point, like, those movies are graphically very dated.
Yeah, I mean,
they did not hold up well.
No, I mean they do, because they like all the Spider-Man's web swinging is quite good. All the I think all the effects are good, and I think the acting's good. I just think that a lot of the themes of being American and I don't know, whatever, are quite weird. Did you know originally he was like the ending scene was going to be him catching a plane or catching a falling helicopter or plane by put webbing in between the Twin Towers.
Oh yes.
But see, the thing is, they didn't exist. You know,
there's no more Twin Towers.
Yeah, and that was a bit something, all right.
That was quite the thing.
Because that was the original trailer. Like, that's in your first Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I have a few facts here of the first one. So pretty much all of the Spider-Man movies took a lot of effort, like, to do. So there's that Tobey Maguire scene where he catches all that shit in the plate.
Yeah.
There's an. Why is he
Oh
fucking
my
messaging us?
God.
Can he leave us alone? Oh my god. Anyway, then, you know that spider that bites him on the hand?
Yeah.
They drugged a spider and then painted its back to look like that, like they painted the spider.
Well, that's animal cruelty right there.
All for the good of filmmaking, but anyway. But like no, that is quite a like that's a lot of effort though. To, like,
That's a
paint
small
fucking
spider too.
I know, yeah. They had like I don't
They
know
could have
what
got like a huge tarantula and just. But then Tony Maguire was like, "Oh God, it's actually biting me."
it's actually killing me. Would have been afraid, but yeah. And also Tobey Maguire worked out a lot for this film apparently. Like he to get those abs for that one scene. He just worked out a lot because they could have CG'd it, but like he was like, no man,
He was like, "No, I want to be ripped."
I'm going to be pretty ripped. And then I don't think he did it for the rest of the other two films. So,
He's like, "No, I'm okay with being fat."
yeah. But yeah, the whole ab thing. Yeah, that, he did do that, and that was a lot of effort. Also, if you watch that Thanksgiving scene, everything's color coded. So if you watch it, like Peter's wearing like green and blue, sort of more green to like reference like the Green Goblin, and then Norman Osborn is wearing like a red top, like red tie and blue like shirt, so like to represent Spider-Man's colors, and then Harry's in the middle with like red and green or something like that. So it's all color, like even like the little stuff like that, like it's color coded and it's great. Like just little attention to detail like that is pretty
Cute.
good. There was also almost a X-Men crossover in the first film. Like Wolverine was going to show up, just kind of be there. Like Hugh Jackman was going to show up and be like, "What's up, fam?
Yeah.
How's being Spider-Man going?" And then he's like, "Hey, can you help out?" No, but they couldn't get access to the X-Men suit,
Yeah.
which is weird.
It's black leather.
But like the thing is, why would you? Well, it has all this stuff on it, but like, why would you show him in the suit and then have him not help? I think it's better if he didn't show up in the
Yeah, just regular
suit.
clothes.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just that could just be a rumor though.
yeah. Well, no, they were actually going to do it. There's also, if you watch behind the scenes of the first X-Men movie, there's like a scene where a guy dressed in a Spider-Man outfit just comes in, does a backflip,
Yes.
and walks out. So like back in the day, I don't think they really cared about the crossover thing. Could have been a thing that happened, but it didn't. So yeah. Anyway,
That is something that could have, but then didn't happen.
Heath Ledger was I think in talks to be Spider-Man. So was James Franco apparently, but then they were like, "You're better at being a dickhead."
Yeah, be a dick. And he's like, "You know what? I will be a dick." And then he did it for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
No,
Also,
he seems like a nice guy.
Nicolas
Nice.
Cage almost played Green Goblin.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That is dumb. Also, Christopher Columbus, who did the first two Harry Potter films,
Okay.
and the first two Home Alones, almost was given these Spider-Man
That
films.
second Home Alone movie is amazing.
Also, I don't think it would have been good if he did these movies. To be honest with
Probably
you,
not.
I just don't think he would have done good Spider-Man movies. If I'm honest with you.
Maybe.
Yeah. But what do you think of the film? Like overall, like so, I think all the effects and everything are good. I think Tobey Maguire.
Well,
while
they're good for their time. They're
no,
no longer
like
good.
to this day, like that movie's still good. I don't know what you're saying. I think you're high, but anyway.
Have you seen when that building cracks? It looks so fake.
You know what? I just think you're nitpicking. But anyway, I still think it looks all great, and I think the costumes, while great, because the Spider-Man one is one of the only ones that's like accurate to the comics.
Yeah, yeah.
the
it's
Green
pretty
Goblin, the Green Goblin one is absolute shit. It's like
Good.
it's
Yeah.
a bike helmet and stuff. But I think everyone's fairly well cast. Like I think for the movie at least, like because like
Except for
especially
MJ, who shouldn't
no,
have been in the movie
I
at all,
think
ever.
I think she's fine. But like Willem Dafoe is
Yeah.
great as the Green Goblin. Like
Yes,
like
he
tell
was.
me he's fantastic. He's got a goblin face.
He does
really
look
pulls it
like a crazy person.
off. He is a crazy person, but he's fantastic. I think the guy who plays Ben and Aunt May and
Yeah.
and Uncle Ben are pretty good. Like they're quite good.
When did you start saying aunt? You've never said this before.
I do, but anyway, that I know you get triggered, so I don't say it around you, Lewis.
I
But anyway,
have to walk my aunt to the bus stop. You said aunt.
but anyway, so listen, but I think they're quite well cast. Like I understand she's old and dying, but I think she does quite well in
Yeah.
the role of like. Here's an anecdote that'll help you in the fight,
Yeah.
or she's also good as like a help. Like it's great. I don't know. Like she is quite And she's even in. I just to skip ahead a little bit to Spider-Man 2. She has to give him money because he's so poor, and she's still quite and like she could she acts it so well, and like it seems like really in distress. So she's a great actress, and also she's just very convincing as a person who's in distress yet able to, I don't know, inspire the Man of Spider.
Yeah.
I do think though that Tobey Maguire could have been way better. Like it could have been way better casting. I don't know, someone who can be
Didn't
nerdy.
look 30.
Or like, I mean, I don't even mind that because he is graduating and going into high school almost, or no, going into high school almost.
That's
Going
still
into
not
college.
looking like a 30-year-old. Like, that'd be you this year.
He doesn't look though very old. Like he does have a chubby boy face. I'll give him that. But he does pull off a nerd kind of thing very well, and like kind of like a klutz. He does pull off that look very well.
Yeah.
And then when he's in the suit, he doesn't look ridiculous. Like it's fine for
That's
proportion.
because you don't see his face.
Well, because he could have been. I mean, he does take his mask off a good bit of times, and it doesn't look terrible because obviously his body proportions are always decent. Again, he was thin, but like, or muscular actually. But you know, yeah, I think Kirsten Dunst also as Mary Jane. I think for the movie, she's. I think for the movie, she's fine. Like, cause yeah, she's fine.
Disagree.
Okay,
but also just want to point in before we continue. That is 100% a stunt double for Tobey Maguire for most of the movie anyway, because if you look at him when he's wearing his mask, he speaks, his face does not move, his jaw doesn't open, and once you see it you won't unsee it, and then it's weird. You're like, what is going on here?
His mouth doesn't typically move when he's like in animations. A lot of the time his mouth doesn't, his jaw doesn't like open when he's like talking. It's just kind of, I don't know. But like with you know, I don't really mind that. But like again, yeah, obviously a stunt double for doing things like flipping over a wall. But he does when he's in the costume. Like even the stunt double's proportions are still similar to his. And I just think I don't know. He doesn't look fat. Is what I'm saying.
He's not fat.
In a tight costume that's like in your skin base. It's just you're just wearing spandex. Like it's pretty. You know.
He's not fat, obviously.
He's convincing as a nerd, and he's convincing as a superhero. Is what I'm saying. But anyway.
Well, I don't think he's convincing as a superhero, but a nerd, yeah.
But yeah. As much as you hate Mary Jane, I think for the movie, because these movies are quite romantic comedy in parts.
Well, except the fact that she doesn't like him at all.
But it is, you know, it's a rom-com. Okay, it's a romance, and then it's also superhero stuff. But like, and it's just quite
an abusive dad as well.
Who? She does.
Doesn't Mary Jane have not really romantic or funny?
They're funny. Anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I know you hate her for literally no reason, but I think that she acts the role well. And
Emma Stone is so much better.
I think the way that the character is built in this movie is good for the movie. I mean, like, again, in the comic, Spider-Man's much more jokey, but, you know, in this they decided to not do that, and it's fine, I guess, because it works in the way it is. But anyway,
I didn't have a problem with that. Although I do like how Tom Holland is a jokey Spider-Man.
Well, so was, you know, that guy, what's his name, Andrew Garfield, but he wasn't a good Peter Parker. He was just a weird hipster.
That's because back in the day, it's whatever made you nerdy back then is what makes you cool now. Wearing glasses, oh, that's pretty cool.
But yeah,
skateboarding, that's pretty cool. Well, that was always pretty cool. And that's more cool because it's hipster as well.
But yeah, like I just think, you know, I think these movies, and you know, they're just quite good in IMO. But anyway, this one is quite a good start and an origin story to the movie.
Yeah.
It has made 850 million, something like that.
I think Tom Holland is probably the best
looking, at least.
Yeah, because he looks like he could be a superhero. He looks nerdy. He sounds nerdy.
And also,
I think he sounds very
look
nerdy.
at those abs.
He's a gymnast in real life. He is ripped.
He's pretty ripped. Yeah.
And did you know that in order to portray Spider-Man properly, he enrolled himself into an American high school? And he actually went to school.
That isn't 100% legal what he did, I think, something like that, because I don't think he talked to the people about it either. I think he just walked into class one day.
No, well, he enrolled, so he signed up for it. But that's also where he learned how to do the accent.
He also told someone in the school that he was Spider-Man and they didn't believe him. It's just like the movie.
He is Spider-Man.
It's just like the movie.
But he can do a flip so easily.
Yeah.
I can't do a flip. I'd break my neck.
Maybe he does all his own stunts. But
I think he does.
Well, no.
he would have He would have a lot of ropes attached to him to make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah, but
He's not actually jumping off big buildings.
yeah, but I think relatively like everyone's well cast. And,
Oh my god.
okay, we'll stop down. But I think everyone's well cast, and I think it's well acted, and you know,
Yeah.
it effects are pretty good.
Yeah.
I really wish that Twin Tower scene had been in it though. Anyway, because they still paid for it. They still paid for it, but then had to take it out.
Well, they didn't have to. They chose to.
Yeah, I suppose. But anyway, maybe the government were like, "Hey, dude, listen,
Hey, they were just bombed. Can you not? And
we're
they're
going to
like,
bomb
"Well,
Spider-Man." But like, yeah. All right. Would you like to? Do you remember anything about Spider-Man 2? Would you like to describe it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so it starts off. Peter Parker's like working with his good scientist friend, who's not even in any way called Dr. Octavius. And Doc Ock's like, "Hey, look, there's my wife. Isn't she great?" He's like, "Yeah, she sure is. I hope nothing ever happens to her." And it's like, "Yeah, I'm sure nothing will happen." And so he creates these metal arms for no reason, I'm pretty sure. He just
No,
says, I want metal arms.
Okay, the reason he does it is because he has this project where like he's trying to basically create the power of the sun to power the earth, basically.
Okay.
Like he's trying to create an alternate fuel source, and he basically creates a mini sun. And in order to be able to actually, in order to be able to actually touch it and stuff, he uses the mechanical arms to to keep maintenance it, you know.
But what he decided then was it was a good idea to kind of give the arms a brain of itself, because that's a good idea. And so when he put them on, it kind of stuck to his spine, and then was like, "I'm not coming off ever again."
Yeah.
And so I think it was with the first test of his sun experiment or something.
Yeah.
It goes wrong, and there's an explosion, and his wife, who nothing ever bad will ever happen to, gets a nice big sharp shard of glass right through her eyeball, and she dies.
It's pretty good.
And he's like, "Oh, see now I'm gonna be a bad guy." And then he goes to a bank, and he just steals loads of money, and Peter Parker's like, well, Spider-Man's like, "But don't do that."
Yeah. Also, Aunt May's in this bank with me.
Yeah. Yes.
And like, there's a good joke where he's like, "Wow, your nephew, your nephew or whatever is so courageous. He just ran away." And she's like, "Hey."
Yeah. The whole thing is like, he all of a sudden gets his spider sense, and a car just flies through the window, and he's like, "Ah!"
But anyway, so he's like throwing money bags at him. Can you continue?
Yeah. Okay. So going back there, and they're fighting. He's like, "Why are we fighting?" And he's like, "My wife's dead." And so I think he escapes with some money.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And he's like, his whole plan is to build the power of the sun thing, but then to destroy everyone or something like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, he's trying to build it. I think to either continue his project or kill everyone.
Yeah, because I'm gonna skip to the end. You can fill in. So then his whole plan starts going wrong, and the sun thing is becoming an actual sun, so it's growing bigger. And he's like, "Well, shit." And Spider-Man's like, "Hey, but how about be a good guy?" And he's like, "You know what? I will." And so he sacrificed himself by pulling the sun into the sea, and also MJ's there.
She gets captured because he realizes. I think he realizes Peter Parker.
Yeah. Because it's such a bad disguise, apparently.
You know,
he just removes his mask. Oh, the train scene is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, essentially, like that's happening in the entire movie where he's fighting Dr. Octopus and just trying to get him to chill out. Okay. But it also turned. Yeah, that guy's this, college professor. Not college professor. He's one of the scientists he really likes.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a good thing where he's trying to get with MJ, and then as he's going around and doing his spider thing, he begins to lose his powers because he's doubting himself a lot, and he really is just losing his shit. Like with all the shit he has to do, like save people and manage a life, and he's stressed out, and he's just begins to lose his powers because he's just not feeling it, you know.
Oh, and he becomes a complete asshole for a while. He's like, "You know what? I'm not Spider-Man anymore." He just doesn't help. Guy's being mugged, and he's like, "I'm not gonna help him."
He eats a hot dog and walks off. Now, there is like a fire that goes off in a building, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to go and save them, even though I don't have really any of my abilities yet, because they haven't come back." And then he goes in, he almost dies, but, then that's cool. And then he's talking to MJ, and MJ's like, "Well, listen, I really don't like you, and I like this astronaut, okay?"
Yeah. Isn't she going to marry the astronaut too?
I think at a point, yeah. She
was engaged. She had a ring.
Yeah, she was engaged, and then she ran away at the end of the wedding. She was in the wedding and she ran off. I think at the end.
Mm. Or maybe that could have been her being kidnapped before.
Or she ran off into Spider-Man's arms. I think that's what happened. Yeah, it was. That's what happened.
See, that's why she's such a bad love interest. She likes everyone else.
Like, you mean liking him? But anyway.
Well, no, she likes Spider-Man. She doesn't like Peter Parker.
Well, she does begin to date him. Anyway.
That's just because she learns he's Spider-Man. And then breaks up with him a lot.
She does like him, but he can't be there for her all the time because of the fact
that he's super and the photographer, which that he has
to do all this other shit. Yeah,
J. Jonah Jameson is also in this when he comes back and he's an ass.
But he's great, and like, yeah, she just like she's sick of his shit because he's never there for her, and like,
yeah,
you know, and then she's like, I'm gonna go off and be with someone else who's nice to me, or you know,
instantly
who's there for me, and then they're together for a while and whatever and stuff, and he's also pretty poor. Yeah, he's poor in that to the point where like like she's like. She gives him $20 and he's like, I can't take this. And she's like, you can take it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not much.
Does he ever have money in this series?
He's never. Hey, look, his friend is a millionaire. You think he'd give him a couple bucks. But anyway.
Well, I think it's just the thing where he's like, no, I won't take the money.
He probably is. But
keeps his pride.
Yeah.
And also poorness.
Spider pride. But like,
Spooder pride.
He makes no money and like, he's just all taking pictures of himself, basically.
Yeah, even though he gets like the best pictures, he gets no money for.
Yeah, that guy's just an ass. But anyway, so he's all like, "Look at me, I'm the Spider-Man you've always wanted and needed." And then he eventually gets his groove back and becomes and a car is thrown at them by Dr. Octopus. After he learns it's Peter Parker, and he throws it at the two of them as they're in a cafe, and his abilities come back because he realizes who he is a little bit earlier, and then he catches her and dodges out of the way of a giant car flipping through the window, and then she's captured by him, and he takes off his glasses and breaks him. And I remember thinking when I was a kid, what if his powers don't come back though? What if you just broken your glasses?
Your glasses are gone, and they cost a lot. I just bought a pair of sunglasses for like prescription sunglasses. Like Thomas, it was like €180. Sunglasses, Thomas.
Nice.
And those were like fairly cheap too, because there was another pair I was looking at that was 50% off. No wait, the glass I got were €210. I was looking at a different pair that were 50% off that was €170, which means they're up in like 300. Like, you don't just break them, okay?
You don't just break them, okay? God,
that is you're poor. You've wasted like €300 right there.
I mean, like some glasses are only €95, like mine, but anyway. Alright.
Mine were only 50. It's just these sunglasses were like the ones we were looking at. Every glasses are expensive.
Anyway, but yeah. So then they have a fight, and then he gets them to kind of go away with it. But then Dr. Octopus is like, "Well, I know what you like, saving people, haha." So then he throws people at him, and then he's like, "Well, I'm going to catch these people." And then he's like, "Well, what if I just set the train to go into a river?" And then he runs away, and he's like, "Bye bye."
That is a good scene.
Spider-Man stops the train with webbing and the power of hope, and then
they're doing that with the whole boat scene also in the Tom Holland one, which looks even better because he's holding a boat that's split in half.
Yeah, I wish that wasn't spoiled for us,
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, and that's pretty good. Spoiler alert. But and that's pretty good. Essentially, yeah, that movie's just about him losing his powers, getting his powers back, dealing with MJ, who's a whore, a lot, and then Dr. Octopus. So yeah.
Which is a character you like for some reason. You don't like Princess Bubblegum, you like her.
I do not hate that MJ now.
I know, which is a problem.
Sure.
You have to fix that problem by hating her more.
By hating her more. Now the only bit of news I have for this, or like a little tidbit, is that Jake Gyllenhaal was almost had to replace Tobey Maguire because Tobey Maguire had a back injury, and he was like not able to do some of the film. And there is a scene where Spider-Man begins to lose his webbing, and then he falls in the alleyway, and he gets up and he's like, "Oh, my back!" And funny enough, it's not a reference to the fact that Tobey Maguire's back is broken. Oh. You know what? What a coincidence, am I right?
Yeah. Maybe it was a reference, and we just don't know.
They're lying. But anyway, yeah, so Jake Gyllenhaal almost replaced him. Don't think that would have been good, especially since, the series had already, been a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the only one I have for this particular movie, I think. Yeah.
Moving on to the last, and arguably the best.
Quickly now. What do you think of that film overall? Oh, Harry also gets really angry at Spider-Man and also finds out that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I think we forgot about that. And finds
Yeah.
the goblin stuff, like where his dad had all the goblin stuff.
And then he decides to become evil in the next one, and then have his face blown off, and then become good again.
But yeah, what do you think about the
That's a good
Like-
one.
What do you think about Spider-Man 2 though? It's really good. I like that.
I like the parts when MJ isn't in it.
No, but like
That just ruins the movies for me.
I don't
Any
know
scene
why
she's
like
in
you
it.
don't enjoy flawed characters now. But anyway,
Well,
whatever.
no, the thing is,
And like, is it? You can't blame
She's
her
too
because like,
flawed.
no, but imagine like this guy who you're dating, and then he's
I
just
don't
like,
date
well,
guys, Thomas. Come on.
imagine this
First
guy you're
mistake.
dating, and he's like, "Yo, I'm totally your boyfriend," but then he just never fucking is there for you or at all, and never hangs around. You're like, "Well, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. I'm breaking up with him." And right, like,
Yes,
it's
but
understandable.
does she not realise he is a superhero saving people? She's like, well, spend time with this. Like,
it's not like
I
he
did
told
just save
her.
her.
It's not. It's not as if he told her. So like, if he told her, she'd probably be like, "Okay, I understand."
I'm pretty sure she
understand.
does know at that point, though.
No, she doesn't. She only figures out when he saves her at the end and has his mask off.
Oh,
Yeah, but like she doesn't know, and she's just
what
kind
a
of like
whore.
you can't really blame her about that. And then
She's being
at the-
blamed by me.
and then
blaming
she's
her
like, "Well,
right
I'm gonna
now.
go with someone who's cool and nice and actually cares about me, you know." And he's like, "Well, here's my flowers that I bought, even though I have no money." Anyway,
But then she also basically tells him to fuck off all the time in the second one. It's like, no, I like this guy now. It's like, yeah, but what do they
yeah,
make?
but he's like, would you be okay with someone creepily just constantly trying to get back with you when you're not interested in them?
Wait there. And
All right, real quick though, like imagine like I don't know, just like if you like this other person and then this other person is like, "Hey, I'm gonna constantly try and get back into your vagina."
yeah,
Like,
but I
it
don't
is
even
annoying,
think I don't even think they banged at that point.
but it
It
is
was a
anno-
hand-holding relationship. I feel.
Yeah,
Best.
but it is annoying. Like I guess
I know
for
she's
her.
very annoying.
I just think she's fine. Okay. Anyway, but
I hate her with a passion.
I really enjoy. I think this is probably the best one. The
Thousand
action scenes in
songs.
this one are amazing. Like the action.
Yeah, this is definitely the best.
Like the action scene, where, like even just punching the dock on the train, like and all that, and having the fight on the bell tower and the bank and all that. That's great. And then the whole like the car in the window scene, the catching a train scene, and that's great. I really like everything about this. And also, he finds himself. He's finally comfortable with being Spider-Man. I think that's
Yeah,
what's good about the Spider-Man movies. Like, well, the first two at least. Like, what makes a good one is he's dealing with the villain and something else. Like in the first one, he's dealing with getting these powers, and then with the Green Goblin. In the second one, he's dealing with losing his powers and Doc Ock. Anyway, but I don't know.
seems to be a pattern here.
In the third one, he's dealing with
More than one villain.
in the third one, he's dealing with
MJ
Sam-
going out with someone else
what?
after because she goes out with someone else.
Harry
starts-
after she likes Harry a little bit, but then because Spider-Man does that whole thing where he flirts a lot with
Oh,
Gwen. Anyway, we'll
Jesus.
move into that in a bit. And the third one, he's like, "I have to deal with the Sandman and my friendship with Harry and this black suit."
Hmm.
See, they shouldn't
And-
have added
and
the
Venom.
third thing. They shouldn't have added the third thing. But anyway, I think this movie's great. 900 million box office.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It made more than Batman vs Superman. I'll tell you what.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Sorry, this one actually made less than the first one. I was incorrect. 801 million less than Batman vs Superman. Sorry.
Well, that's not good.
Let's move on to the third one. Go, explain it quickly. Go. We run out
Okay,
of time, Lewis.
So basically, Spider-Man has like 3 different villains in this.
Yeah.
One of them, Sandman, who's just some nice guy who Spider-Man decides, I'm going to kill you, and Sandman is like, but don't, and doesn't explain that he's trying to save his daughter who was dying.
How does he
And that
become
he's-
Sandman though?
He basically falls into this machine or this hole in the ground with sand, and then this thing starts spinning around in it, and he's like,
His molecules
and
begin to mesh
sand
with
just
sand.
starts. It makes 0 sense.
It's
And
weird.
then all of a sudden he's a sand person who's like, yes, look at me. And he gets beaten with water a lot.
But anyway, yeah.
But so he's going, going back to Spider-Man,
With
I
MJ.
think he's on a date, with MJ. And they're like, oh, would you look at the sky? Oh, look, there's a shooting star. How un-ominous. And then it flies past them and then hits in the ground, like, basically beside them. It's in the same park by Peter Parker's scooter.
Yes, his little moped.
And they don't hear this. That would be a huge explosion also.
Yes.
They'd probably be dead.
It's like a little
But,
puff in the
yeah,
ground,
exactly.
Anyway, yeah.
And some black goo climbs and it's like, hey, I'm going to stick to this bike. and it does, and then it gets on Spider-Man's suit and turns it black, and he's like, "This is weird. Not going to question it."
But also, I'm pretty strong.
Yeah, he gets much stronger and stuff like that.
It does
But he
stalk
also
him
becomes-
for a while though before going onto his body.
Yes, because doesn't he give it to a scientist and he's like, "Hey, will this kill me?" And he's like, "I'll analyze it." And then he's like,
"It
"This
might."
is..." Yeah, he's like, "This mine's like, I don't mind. I'm wearing it."
Well, like it's more like it just kind of messes with you a bit, and then he's like, yeah, well, that's fine, and then like, yeah, he's just kind of like he's sleeping, and then just like this goo starts encapsulating him, and he starts screaming, but it's already covering his mouth. That's pretty nightmarish right there, for at least for when I was a kid. But anyway, yeah, and then he's got the black suit, and he
and he doesn't
beats
really
the
have
shit out of
problems.
Sandman.
He is super strong, and he becomes much more aggressive,
Yeah.
and he doesn't question any of it. And so then
Well,
he
I mean,
goes
like
on.
it's also like making him like tricky. It's tricking him into not being.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway,
Yeah, then he goes on. He starts becoming a real asshole. Real asshole.
he starts. Yeah, he makes out with Gwen right in front of MJ.
Gwen in that?
Yeah, the blonde chick.
Oh my god.
She makes out with he makes out with Gwen right in front of MJ, and then I think he slaps Gwen in the face at a point.
I think was it. Oh, maybe.
It was during the bar scene where like he does all that shit. Oh god.
Yeah, so he becomes a real abusive piece of shit.
That's after that.
I did
dance,
not
though,
know Gwen was
amazing
in that.
dance.
Yes, that dance. And
That's
so
why.
then
That's why she likes Harry, because she's
Yeah.
like, well, my boyfriend's cheating on me, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so then she decides, I'm going to start going out with Harry. If she did
Oh.
they break up, or else she's also cheating on him?
I think she was like, I'm not with you anymore, you whore. But
Yeah, that makes
also,
sense.
in the beginning, you kind of see him like he gets a ring from Aunt May, and he's gonna go marry MJ, and
Yeah.
then Harry, being the Green Goblin, comes in and tries to fight him, but he's very outclassed, and Spider-Man just bashes. He's not even wearing the suit; he just bashes him into a
He
pipe,
loses his memory.
and then
Becomes a nice guy until he unloses his memory and becomes a dick again.
yeah, and he
To
starts
again
maliciously
become
planning
a
all this
nice
stuff.
guy. Yeah, but so that's going along, and they both know who they are, and they both know like one's bad, one's good. And so she starts going out, MJ starts going out with Harry, and Harry's like, "Yeah, I'm a nice guy." Then it turns out
For
he
now.
isn't a nice guy and kidnaps her.
And then he's like,
something
"Hey,
like that, or-
tell Spider-Man you hate
Yeah,
him, otherwise
yeah,
I'll
forces him,
murder
yeah.
you." Yeah. And also, he then is like, "I hate this suit. I'm gonna tear it off."
Yes, and
You know-
so he does buy a bell.
Yeah, and it kind of just makes it fall off because vibrations. And then Eddie Brock, who's this guy who's like, "Look at me, I'm also a photographer, and I'm doing better than you because look at me, I'm great." And then he gets covered in the goo, coincidentally.
And
then-
also hates Peter Parker for no
oh yeah,
reason.
because Peter Parker was like, "Hey, I'm going to get you fired from your job," by being, I don't know what he did. He got him fired from the job anyway, and he was angry. So that
So Peter's just a real asshole this movie.
yes, yeah, you can't blame him, but you can.
And then that makes a Venom that's really shit Venom, and he's scrawny. Venom
but,
should be huge.
Yeah, but then him and Sandman team up to kind of fight and stuff, and then Harry's like, "Let's have a fight, me and you, Peter." Well, that's when he has the black suit, and he's like, and then he throw a bomb at your face.
Yes,
and
that's where his face is. Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my face." And then, what's his name's Butler comes up and is like, your dad was a real dick and tried to kill Peter. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me this like years ago?" He's like, "You weren't ready. But now that your face
You
is
weren't
blown
ready."
up, you're ready now." It's like,
Yeah.
"So you're saying my dad was the bad guy?" "Yes." "So you're saying I'm being the asshole?" "Yes." "I'm a good guy again." And then he dies, I'm pretty sure.
They go in and fight the two of them, and then Spider-Man kind of takes Venom, and then Harry's like, "I'll take the other guy," and then they swap, and then they swap
Yeah.
again, and then I think Venom throws the collider right into Harry's stomach.
And Harry's like, "That hurts. I'm
dead,
dying
Mom.
now. Look at my face."
Look at me. It's okay, Peter. I forgive you for being such a dick. Like, what the fuck? Oh, also, like, Eddie Brock gets filled with Peter's memories, so that he ends up kidnapping Mary Jane again. And also, he's
Jesus
immune
Christ,
to
she's only
Spider-Man's...
good for being kidnapped.
He's immune to Spider-Man's spider sense, so when, Venom comes in to bash him in the head, he doesn't see. It's pretty good.
Really? I didn't know. I don't remember that.
Well, that's in the comics, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not in the movie.
Well, in the movie, the spider sense doesn't go off, so, like,
Oh,
they do
so
implore that
it
from
is
the
in the
comic.
movie.
Yeah. But anyway, then they have a fight, and then
Yeah.
Spider-Man's like, guess what? I'm going to put a lot of metal things around you and vibrations, and then good vibrations, and then throw a bomb at
damn.
you, and then you're going to just explode.
Yeah. That was a cool scene with Venom when he starts coming off Eddie Brock and you see he's getting huge and stringy.
Also, I really like the scene, and then obviously Sandman's like, "Hey, I did." Oh, he really hates Sandman because he finds out Sandman was the guy who killed his dad or something like that, or his uncle.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "You know what? I forgive you anyway. Go save your daughter, who's probably already dead from leukemia." And then he flies away, being Sandman, and then
How does
that's the
that
end of the
fly?
Spider-Man. That's the end of the Spider-Man saga, I think.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Although,
The end. What a load of shit.
so obviously the director Sam Raimi didn't want to do Venom, and he was forced to do it by the company. Otherwise, they would have let him go, and we just shit of them. But aside from
really
that, like, it would have been good if it was just that Harry Osborn and then the Sandman stuff would have been great. But
yeah, they had too much with Venom.
yeah, then there was there are some good scenes that I'm okay. Like there's scenes I'm okay with. Like the one fight between him and Sandman where he's in the train. Like he's just brutal. Like he puts his head into
since that's
into a train and he just rips off him and he's like screaming. It's great. And then like he does the punches and he realizes he's so outclassed by Sandman because he punches right through him and he's like, well, shit.
But then there's the whole bad scenes like that dance scene.
Oh yeah, and where he just slaps Gwen right in the face. Or no. He's dancing with Gwen. I think MJ comes up to kind of be like, "What are you doing?" And then he slaps her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Anyway, but yeah, that's why. Yeah, there you go. That's why she goes with Harry. Anyway, but I'm okay with a few bits of it, but like overall, I mean, the effects again are very good. Like that sand stuff is great. Like Jesus.
And Venom looks pretty good too.
Yeah, that apparently like he had to sit in that suit for like 6 like he sits 6 hours in makeup or something like that.
Oh
for
my
that
god.
Suit. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I was fine with a good bit of it, but overall, yeah, not a good movie. Would you like to know how much money it made?
Sure.
900 million.
I'm not surprised. I was going to say it's probably made one of the more.
It's made the most money out of all of them, and it's the worst one.
Yeah.
And that is bad.
But
actually,
the best one made the least. So.
Yeah, I know. It's like it works that way. Anyway. Ugh. Well, yeah, but I mean, I guess by that point they built up all that good faith. So yeah. But anyway.
That's the end of the review. So now there were no comments this time.
There were no comments. However, before you move into recommendations, I do kind of want to say real quick that overall the movies, a lot of people put their hard work, effort, and time into it, and everyone's generally a good actor, and everyone tried their best to make the movies great because no one again wants to be in a real shit movie. So I appreciate what the series is. It's less of a fun, jokey Spider-Man and more of like a serious drama kind of Spider-Man. But at least it works for what it is, and also the themes of like, I don't know who I am anymore, and the way it deals with it and stuff. And the only other thing I can really say is that Spider-Man 4 was going to take that, you know, that guy who told him that the symbiote was going to kill him or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy was Dr. Connors, and that would have been maybe the Lizard. There was also some concept art for the Vulture floating around to go for Spider-Man 4, and also,
they fixed that with the neck and with the Lizard.
Yeah. But also, Bruce Campbell.
You didn't like, but I enjoyed that.
I didn't
really like that. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I didn't think they were great. But Bruce Campbell, who plays the guy, you know, the guy in who wouldn't give him the money in the first one.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't let him in to see MJ's play in the second one, and then in the third one, he's the one who organizes the dinner between him and MJ, where MJ is kind of like, come on now, let's not get married or something. Or no, he was going to propose to her. Yeah. Anyway, and then. He was played by the same guy.
Doesn't he start crying? That seems like why?
No, he cries on the bridge. He cries on the bridge where she's like, "I don't want to be with you anymore."
Yeah,
because you're not Harry, I guess. But like it was, you know, he was
you
across.
You slapped me right across the face. That hurt, bitch.
No, that was before that. But she was being blackmailed. But anyway, and that guy was played by the same actor, and that it was on purpose because it was going to turn out that he might have been Mysterio all along and like orchestrating the whole thing. And then it would have led to a very little it would have led to a very easy fight where like he was orchestrating the villains in the fourth one, and then he would have just punched him right in the face and knocked him out. But yeah, anyway, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the movies are good for what they are, but fuck the third one. The third one's not great, and how dare it, you know? Anyway, you got. what are your recommendations for this week?
I don't know if I have any recommendations, but I do have a question. What is your guys' favourite fantasy book or book in general? Boom.
If you want to tell us. Oh, also real quick, Peter is still poor in the third one. Like he's so poor, and I think he gets all like when he's in the black suit, he's just a bitch and refuses to pay rent. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah.
He's
My
quite the
recommendation,
bitch.
I'm looking up right now, right here. I'm just looking at my list of recommendations. Okay, so if you see, you might see some stuff. The Sonic Mania trailer. The guy who made that, his name is Tyson Hess, and he's done a lot of things in his life,
Okay.
like make a web comic and make
Yeah.
like a short film that was 2 minutes long and has like 2 million views or
Cute.
something like that, or not 4 minutes
Okay.
long. And essentially, he's made a he's made a comic that I enjoy called Diesel. It's a
Oh,
four-part.
he made that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a four-part comic and also the graphic novel that's come out, Diesel Ignition, and you should go get it because it's fantastic. Essentially, what the comic's about is.
Did you not recommend this before? Just before we continue, I'm
No, I don't
pretty
think
sure
I
you
have.
have.
I haven't. I don't have a red X beside it, so probably not. Anyway, but yeah. So the story is essentially this girl lives in this floating island with all her friends and family, and her dad is the captain of the ship the ship that they have on the island that goes out. Basically, he's the captain of the island. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she is going to inherit it one day. Or no, she wants to. He is dead, and then someone has to take over for him when he dies, and then she's like, when I'm 18, I'm going to inherit it. And everyone else is like, well, she's really bad at everything she does, so what we're going to do is not let her have it. And then I think the captain, whose name is Cap, or she calls herself
Yeah.
Cap anyway, she I think at a point she suggests like throwing her overboard or something like
Oh
that.
my, wow.
Anyway, but anyways, essentially, the floating island is attacked by a band of mercenaries, and then some people die. She ends up escaping with a robot that she has built,
Okay.
and essentially, they're going to
You
die.
don't want to spoil too much of this, also.
Yeah, they're going to die. She gets zapped with some sort of ray, and when she touches this engine, it kind of begins to light up, even though it's not attached to anything, and it begins to fly. So her and her robot jump on the engine, and they fly out before they get murdered. And then she basically is just going through and trying to find out who her dad was, how she's gotten these weird abilities. She finds out she has a brother, and it's just a big it's just a good story about this girl who's just trying to find a place in the world and trying to fly that ship and stuff, I guess.
And has superpowers.
And yeah, from some you find it out, and that robot she has is so good. Like what a wise ass. He's kind of an asshole sometimes. He's like I can do this. He's like, no, you can't. Come on now, don't kill yourself. Sit down. Have hot cocoa. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my recommendation.
I think
Go.
that's the. I just said I don't have any.
Well, how dare you?
I'll say it again. Wait there. So I don't have any recommendations this week, but again, to clarify, I will ask you a question. What is your favourite fantasy book or book in general?
Me.
No, the audience.
I know, I'm joking. Calm down. Okay. Mine's skullduggery pleasant. But anyway, so have a nice day, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, go watch the Spider-Man movies if you want. Don't. I don't know. Do whatever you want with your life. We're not your
Yeah.
moms.
I'm your mom.
I'm your mom. I'm your. He's
I'm
not
telling
your
you
daddy.
not to watch.
Goodbye,
Okay,
everyone.
bye.
Bye.
Boop.